Yesterday, we went on a 20-kilometer walk through some of the most popular spots in Budapest. We have seen beautiful architecture, incredible panoramic views of the city, and some of the most iconic historical landmarks. We wanted to make the most of our time, so we got up early in the morning and enjoyed a guided city tour. This is the best way to explore the city, learn some history, and hear the stories that you will not find in the books. When you walk around the city and you look at the architecture, you think these buildings are quite old. But the truth is, they're not older than 200 years. Most of the buildings were destroyed by the floods, and also about 95% of the city was destroyed during the Second World War. But they rebuilt them and made them look like they're really old. So the story is, if you touch the knees of the statue, it brings you luck. It was the start of Giro d'Italia 2022, and Budapest was buzzing with festivities. We continued making our way towards the Parliament building and made a stop by the magnificent Basilica of St. Stephen. This is a Roman Catholic basilica named in honor of the first king of Hungary, St. Stephen I, whose mummified right hand is on the display, housed in a beautifully decorated reliquary. We will visit this magnificent church tomorrow, and trust me, you don't want to miss that. We then had a look at numerous war memorials, and even a nuclear bunker, also known as F4 object. In 1873, three cities, Buda, Óbuda and Pest, united to form Budapest. 7 years later, the decision has been made to establish a new representative parliament building, strengthening the sovereignty of the nation. An international competition was held, and Hungarian architect Imre Stendel emerged as a victor. Designed in neo-Gothic style and first opened its doors in 1902, it has been the largest building in Hungary since its completion. Construction started in 1885. The keys to the building were handed over in 1902. However, it took another 2 years to fully complete the building, as the architect first went blind and later died before its completion. It took 100,000 people, 40 million bricks, 500,000 precious stones and 40 kilograms of gold to produce this masterpiece. This was the end of our guided tour, and it was now time to head back to the Holy Trinity Square and visit the beautiful Matthias Church. Originally built in the Romanesque style in 1015, Matthias Church was the second largest church of medieval Buda and the seventh largest church of the medieval Hungarian kingdom. The current building was constructed in the late Gothic style in the second half of the 14th century and was extensively renovated in the late 19th century. This is an important historical site, as two kings of Hungary were crowned within its walls, Franz Joseph I of Hungary and Charles IV of Hungary. The church was also the location of the Marine miracle of Buda. During the siege of Buda by the Holy League in 1686, a wall of the church, which at the time was used as a mosque by the Ottoman occupiers, collapsed due to a cannon fire. It turned out that an old statue of Madonna was hidden behind the wall. As the sculpture of the Virgin Mary appeared before the praying soldiers, the morale of the Ottoman garrison collapsed, and the city fell on the same day. complete renovation of the church has begun before the Second World War on the initiative of Pál Teleki. But the war prevented its completion due to the severe damage it received during the 1944 and 1945 siege of Budapest by the Allies. The war damage was repaired by the Hungarian state between 1950 and 1970, and the 5-manual organ, which has been severely damaged during the war, was restored and reconsecrated in 1984. Here you can also see a sculpture of Empress Elizabeth of Austria and Queen of Hungary. In 1999, the church was handed over to the Catholic Church as parish property, and the Hungarian state financed further restoration works between 2005 and 2015. We were on a tight schedule, so we headed straight to the city park to take a look at the Hero Square and Vajdahunyad Castle. The Hero Square is one of the major squares in Budapest, featuring the 7 chieftains of the Magyars and other important Hungarian national leaders, as well as the memorial stone of heroes, often referred to as the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. Although some guidebooks refer to this as a tomb, it is not a burial place. Hungary has no Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, unlike most of the European countries. The Vajdahunyad Castle in the city park of Budapest is the copy of Hunyad Castle, known as Corvin Castle, located in Hunedoara, Romania. The castle was designed by Ignác Alpár and combined some of the finest buildings from various time periods of the Kingdom of Hungary into a single palace, featuring Romanesque, Gothic, Renaissance and Baroque styles from the Middle Ages to the 18th century. Originally, it was made from cardboard and wood, but it became so popular that it was rebuilt from stone and brick between 1904 and 1908. It was time to take a well-deserved break and enjoy the healing thermal springs of Budapest.
If you come to Budapest, one of the things you definitely have to do is visit the baths. And today, we're going to Széchenyi baths. I don't know if you can film inside. Probably not. So I leave it to your imagination.
Built in 1913, this beautiful neo-Baroque palace is the design of Győző Cigler, who started to build Széchenyi Fürdő in May 1909. The Széchenyi Baths is one of the most visited attractions in Budapest. In addition to the medicinal, natural hot spring waters in the 18 pools, there are 10 saunas and steam cabins. You can get massage therapies, facial treatments, and much more. Feeling refreshed and recharged, we took the oldest underground railway line in Europe towards the city center. Our final activity for the day will be a night cruise on the Danube, taking a look at the city from a different perspective. exploring this beautiful city. Tomorrow we will return and take a closer look at St. Stephen's Basilica and the hand of St. Stephen I. We will then visit the Shoes on the Danube Bank Memorial and finish our day and our trip at St. Margaret's Island, watching the famous musical fountain.